Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very, very special exclusive AMA. We are here joined today by Mr. Han Jin, co-founder and CEO of Bluwhale, and the very first project announced for the Web3 Shark Tank show, CryptoKnights. Han,
very
welcome.
Good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure.
Awesome.
Really excited to get to know about you, your team, and Bluwhale, and its functions, and really kind of get an understanding of everything and what makes it so special. So, would it be possible to just give us a brief introduction to yourself, and just tell us about your journey into the crypto space and what led you to where we are today?
For sure. So about myself, I actually grew up in Germany. Some of you guys might hear that from my accent, but went to the US for grad school. Studied at UC Berkeley in the early days, writing some algorithms like neural networks and prediction models, and ended up working for one of the Fortune 500 companies in the Bay Area, writing AI models that can actually forecast how a product going to do in the market. Did that for a couple of years, started 2 companies, and learned along the way how tough it is to build and scale businesses, especially when it comes to AI. I started stumbling upon crypto like in the last bull run in 2020-21, and I found it fascinating how much consumer data is going to be sitting on chain. And so we developed Bluwhale to be able to profile, identify people on chain so that we can allow them to be advertised, be messaged, be contacted, and receive the money right into their wallets, compared to like on any social media platform where the money goes only to Facebook or Google of the world.
What is going on in your background? Like there's like a fight going.
I'm so sorry. Like I don't know why this sound is. Yeah, I've been trying to find a place that is pretty quiet, but I hope it gets better from here.
Where you?
I'm in Abu Dhabi right now, so maybe they're trying to build some pipes to clear off the flooding.
I mean, they're taking building to the next level here. I know Bluwhale, you're building something great, but I didn't realize it would be that loud, eh?
That's right. That's right. We are building behind the scenes.
Right. So, can you tell us a little bit about Bluwhale? What inspired you to create a project? Because it is a very unique project that I think does have the potential to be huge, really, if you look into it. So tell us, what inspired you to create it?
I mean, looking at our backgrounds, right? Me and my co-founder, we've been working in AI for many years, specifically focusing on personalization, which means AI that can understand users, understand their behavior, understand their decision making. We used to build it for enterprises in the past. Large enterprises that have millions of users. But we also realized from that experience that only the top 2 or 5% of the world can actually do great AI. All the smaller companies cannot. And before, ChatGPT came out, most of the data was monopolized and the AI capabilities as well. So looking at the blockchain, it was a no-brainer for us to understand that we could be powering the next generation enterprises on the blockchain to help them build better AI models, even though if they don't have users from day one. And so it was, it was a fascinating, kind of insight that we gained from our previous experience of doing startups for the last 10 years. And then, of course, what the blockchain actually makes possible.
I mean, when I met Han, God, it feels like forever now, but it's only been a few weeks, right? We've been having lots of chats. So I've been talking to Han, of course, the other projects as well, and you guys know, right, that we are trying to find the best of the best projects to come onto the space, onto the space. And I was really immediately struck by this project because I think the idea was like simple and very, very powerful, And I think that idea needs to come out very, very clear when we present that to the viewers. And I think when the community and the viewers see really what you're trying to do, I think they'll get it. Like that's the thing about blockchain, right? Sometimes it's so complicated to explain, but
It's super complicated. I mean, it's not just sometimes. I would
yeah,
say like 9 out of 10 blockchain companies are very hard to understand if you don't have a technical background.
yeah. But my understanding, okay, now I'm getting a lot of feedback from community that the sound is really bad. Okay, so Juan,
Okay.
when you're not talking, why don't you mute? Okay, then you'll have to mute in and mute out. I'll say Han, and then you unmute. I'm so sorry, but people are saying they cannot hear, and the sound is really really bad. Okay, guys. So unfortunately, Han is traveling right now. Okay, and he's in Abu Dhabi, so he couldn't find a spot. But we'll try to make the best of this. Okay. I don't know where he went. I think
He's probably went to find a better spot where it's less noisy.
Okay, so while he's finding a bed, there he goes. Suddenly,
There he goes.
Is this better?
That's much better.
for now,
You see, as a startup guy, you gotta just figure it out and solve it on the fly.
okay. So basically, when I met Han, he explained to me what it is. It's such a simple and powerful concept, and just so that you guys know, that Han has gone through some filming with Sam, our producer. Okay, we did some pre-production filming just to see how the concept works, how it tested out, and Han was very gracious to volunteer his time. How long did it take you to do the filming?
Oh wow, we did 4 or 5 hours straight, nonstop.
Wow.
That's just a start. Get ready for full day filming coming up, right? So he did that, and we have a clip together that we did and we put together. Now this is a very rough clip. I'm not going to show you the entire clip, the entire thing which we sent to the networks just for viewing. I'm just going to be just cut out bits about Han, but I'm just going to wait a little bit later as more and more people start coming in to this. And when was the filming happening? Han, when did you go through that?
It's a couple of weeks ago in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah. So he met up with Sam. You guys have not met Sam. Sam is like an amazing storyteller. Sam doesn't know anything about Web3, so when he meets up with these guys, right, he tries to like make it simpler, guys. Make it simpler, right? I think you went through that with Sam, right?
Oh, many times, so many times. But it's a good exercise, right? Like being able to communicate something that is so complicated, but that the masses understand, is something that I'm practicing every day.
Right. Guys, can you tell me if the sound is okay now? Give me some comments. I'm looking at different things.
If there's anything, if there's too much noise or if there's any audio issues, just write up in the comments, and we'll try our best to take care of it. But it sounds okay for me. I don't know about you guys, but everyone's different. So
okay. So why don't we do this? I think in that clip, Han was really able to explain Bluwhale just beautifully, right? Again, remember, guys, this is just a pre-production clip for testing purposes. It doesn't have full visual effects, doesn't have full voiceover with the right sound artists and all that kind of things. It's just a rough thing to put together, send a network. I'm gonna send you all a disclaimers. Okay, but I'm gonna play that now.
you want me to pop it up?
Okay, sound is better now. That's good, fantastic. So Kenny, I'm gonna play it now. Can you show it?
Yeah,
This is
on a force.
This is the Joseph cut, which is not really a Joseph cut. It's the Bluwhale cut. Okay, I cut everything else. So I'm gonna play it now.
My personal background started in Germany. I grew up there, went then to Berkeley to study AI. The opportunity of CryptoKnights came to me at a perfect time because now everybody's excited about crypto. Everybody is seeing Bitcoin go up. So I wanted to tell them about our story, our solution, and help them enter this space. Social media platforms have sold our personal data for trillions of dollars. Imagine a world where that data and that money could go into your own pocket. All you need to do is attach your social media to Bluwhale, and then you can make money right away.
Can you imagine this was taken like hours and hours? We have hours and hours of footage. But Han, you're a natural. You look fantastic in camera. That was his girlfriend, actually, right?
No, that's my wife, actually.
Oh, really?
But,
your wife?
yeah, that's my wife. That's right.
Your
Yeah.
girlfriend. All right. So yeah, so that was good. So again, like guys, I'm telling you, this is a rough cut. Audio was not good. The background was not good. Visual effects was not good. We're just doing this to test. But I just wanted to show you guys something uh, that this is happening, and Han did a fantastic job. Fantastic job.
No,
You
I mean,
know.
like, if that was a rough cut, I'm sold because it was such a, like, the way Sam made me look better than I was during those 4 hours, literally struggling from jet lag and trying to recover. It's amazing.
Nah, you did an amazing job. Sam did an amazing job. I mean, I was really thrilled when I saw it. So Bluwhale, right? What Bluwhale does is, you guys, you've seen Facebook ads, Google ads, all that kind of thing, right? These
Yeah.
guys, Facebook and Google, and I used to work with Facebook. Okay, I used to help sell their ads, platform to big companies like Unilever and Microsoft and all these big brands. My job was to convince them to use Facebook Ad Manager. Facebook is making so much money in that, right? But they take all your data, they try to understand you so much, and they give you the right ads based on all your consumption data. You look at this, you look at whatever, you look at cameras. Oh, he likes cameras. They'll send you that. They keep all the money, but Bluwhale, what it does is you get the money. It's your data, so you get a share of the money. Not all of it, but you get a share of it. And that's insane. This is really, for me, it can even disrupt the Web2 advertising world. That's how I feel about it. Han, you want to say?
Yeah, so actually you get majority of the money. It's not just a cut. It's 90% of what the enterprises want to spend on targeting you, reaching out to you, contacting you, right? And I think the next generation of advertisement will be more personal, right? That means the messages will be more directed to you, will be kind of like tailored to your preferences, instead of like being just mass message or mass advertised by something that we might have said and our phone caught it, and then suddenly we're seeing like lots of ads about it. So I think the world has to change, and that's what we're here for.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. Like if I'm willing to see the ad, why can't I profit from it, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
I
right.
want okay, if I want more personalized ads, I'm willing to share more data. I get more kickback from it. And 90%, you don't
And
win.
it's even better, to be honest, right? We define individuals in Web3 as an asset, right? We want them to turn their digital footprint into an asset. That means the
Exactly.
more demand, the more inbound you have, the more expensive it becomes for the enterprise to actually message you and to
Exactly.
contact you or to advertise to you. And so that means like over time, you are not just making the same amount of money, it goes up, right? So that's the most beautiful thing about market-driven, like advertisement or messaging that we are, doing on Bluwhale.
Yeah, and if you guys understand how Facebook and Google works, right? They work on this. They have conversion campaigns, awareness campaigns, engagement campaigns, and all these are different prices. I think awareness campaigns is the cheapest. Engagement campaigns is a little bit more expensive. People liking and sharing, but conversion campaigns are the most expensive. So what happens when you say I want to do a conversion campaign means you want to sell a product like an e-commerce product. So what Facebook does, it only sends the ads to people who they know actually buy stuff. You see, if you want to do engagement campaigns, Facebook only sends it to people who actually like and stuff. And if they buy, they will not send it to them. If you want to do awareness campaigns, they'll just send it to people who look and do nothing, right? So you're kind of
That's right.
wasting, right? And the conversion campaigns can be anything from $10, $20, $30 per conversion. Advertisers are willing to spend. I mean, and if you look at even health, they're willing to spend $50, $80. Insurance, $100 per conversion. So imagine now you get that money, 80%, 90% of that money, because you are willing to share your data. And the more you spend on certain things, the more advertisers want to advertise with you because they know you spend on those things and willing to spend $30, $40, $50. So you're literally getting a big discount every time you buy a product. Isn't that right, huh?
That's correct. That's exactly right. And in the long term, because Bluwhale stands, or our background, we are in AI, right? And for many people to understand what AI really means is that we want to build the smartest intelligence that can serve you with the right assets, with the right content, with the right opportunities, services, products in the digital world better than anybody else. And that's kind of like where blockchain makes a huge difference, because now you have the opportunity to opt in. It's not like someone is going to steal it from you behind the scenes. It's like you saying yes to things, and that's why you are getting rewarded.
Yeah. And I get rewarded with the ads that I like and I want, because I know I want to buy those things. And
Correct.
when I buy things, I make the money.
Correct.
That's why, to me, right, Bluwhale is going to disrupt the Web2 space. I feel it, right? Because I've been in this world. Right? I had an agency which was acquired before. I know the space, right? And this is to me game changing, and that's what we want in CryptoKnights, right? We want game changing projects like Bluwhale, and so I think it's so fitting that that we have you guys as the first one, and the first one we featured, it's been crazy, right? The back and forth that we went through, Han.
I mean, we made it happen. That's all that matters, right? And I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be on this show, and then like seeing how great the response is from the community. And like you said, Joseph, it's really not so much about like, hey, those guys are just only Web3, just fit into this narrative. No, we could be disrupting so much more in this world than just Web3. We are using, in a very smart way, the AI technology plus blockchain to actually make that happen. And to be honest, a very funny story. After we did our press release about our funding a couple of months ago, we got a lot of inbound from large Web2 enterprises that wanted to work with us, because it's not that easy in this space. And we all know, right? It's a monopoly in the Web2 world, where Facebook owns everything, Google owns everything, and everybody needs to pay them millions of dollars in order to access it.
Exactly. And when I was consulting with Facebook, we had to battle against people who don't want to share their data, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now in this scenario, I'm incentivized to actually share it, because I make money from this. Okay,
Yes.
you just fix the thing, which over time we noticed people were getting more and more savvy about that. In the big, people didn't know it. All the data was like, they didn't know all the data was being used, but eventually we noticed over time people were getting more savvy. It's a younger generation coming in, they're blocking, all that kind of stuff. But what you're doing now is like, I really feel that it's a real threat. And that's really why, when we were talking internally with the team, the kind of projects we want to show the world, especially when we spoke to the networks, right? The kind of audience coming in, watching this show, right? And I've talked about this before. People are curious about crypto. People who love Shark Tank. People who love investment shows. People who like science and innovation shows, right? Of course, the crypto community, right? A lot of these guys, majority are Web2 people, right? And what we wanted to do with CryptoKnights was to show the world that in this space, we have cutting edge, game-changing technology, right? And you got to take it seriously,
For sure. And in my opinion, it's really not so much about the technology only. It's really about the innovation that we are creating, a different way of communication, a market-driven way of rewards, and a way of allowing everybody to not just own their data, but monetize and earn from their own data. And like I said, if you have a lot of demand on your profile, then you're going to be creating the most profitable asset you have ever owned in your entire life with your digital footprint.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually good for people like me who don't like to have a social profile, because I don't like to say anything, but I don't mind selling you my personal, consumption patterns, so at least I can earn from it, but I'm not visible to the world, and yeah, I think this is to me, this is like super exciting, super interesting. I think the world will slowly catch on to what you're trying to do, and that's why it's such a pleasure to have projects like yourself, being featured on the show, right?
For sure.
How did you come up with the idea anyway?
Funny story. I know most of you guys have that. Even though if you say like, I don't like to have a digital profile, I don't, want to have like a Twitter, or I don't want to have like a Instagram or Facebook where they steal my data. But we do, to a certain degree, always have a digital profile. Like for example, LinkedIn is one of those. My idea came primarily through LinkedIn because people like that are advertising to me or messaging me or trying to sell me something are filling up my inbox every day. And there's no filter. It's free, right? Like you have hundreds of people like hitting up your inbox. I was thinking like, if on the one hand I can monetize, that means like each person that messages me, I can actually get money. I would be more likely to read the message, first of all. And second of all, if my price goes up, that means like the more people that message me, it gets more expensive. That means ultimately my market demand is filtering out bad leads. It's filtering out those spammers, right?
Yeah.
Like they will not be able to afford to message me. Only people that are serious about communicating to me will be able to message me.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty, right? The two pieces. It's not just like making money on each message that you're receiving, but also like the market decides who's going to reach you, because the person on the other side needs to be serious about talking to you.
And I can change my behavior to make sure the right people reach me.
That's right.
So monetize more from it. I'm happy to get those ads now. I'm happy now to get
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what we are doing on LinkedIn anyway, right? Like people are polishing their profiles, trying to be more, popular for certain type of like enterprises, especially when they start, like applying for jobs somewhere, like they want to be more fitted for this kind of role. Like we do it every day, right? We dress up every day in the digital world for different purposes. And so why not making that a financial transaction and being able to reward everybody along the way?
Yeah. So we had a whole bunch of new people joining us right now. You guys missed the clip. You missed the clip of Han and his wife.
Yeah, you'll have to come and watch the replay of it.
Have to watch the replay. But Han, we're gonna have one more reality shoot with you. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
I've got to book you for sometime in May, right?
Okay.
So reach out to me, pick a day in May, and I'm revealing this to everybody so you guys understand some of the things that we talk about, right? I just want to show you guys a little bit what happens behind the scenes. So Han, you pick a date in May, some day where a lot of things are happening, personal, business, work. We'll have a camera crew following you the whole day from morning to late at night. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. If you think 4 hours is bad, this is going to be more intense. Okay.
Okay.
If you can do early May, that'll be great. Just reach out to me. Find a date in the calendar. How about your co-founder? I don't know your co-founder. I've never met him. Tell me about him or your wife.
My co-founder is incredible. I've been working with him for the last 10 years. Even on my last company, I was already working with him. And like when you talk about like finding a co-founder, it's like finding a wife, right? Or finding a soulmate. It feels the same way, right? Like we have gone through so many ups and downs, and it's not easy to stick around, especially when it comes to doing startups. It's literally like pushing a rock up the hill, right? Like every single day, and I can't be more thankful. And the most important part, he's also a genius. Graduated from Stanford with a PhD in AI and machine learning. And I couldn't, imagine a better person on my side to do this journey together.
Will he be on the show as well, or is this going to be you?
Mostly me. I think, because we are kind of traveling back and forth, our team is distributed. So we have people like in the UAE, we have people in North America, we have people in Southeast Asia. Nowadays, I spend much more time in Southeast Asia because I feel like the crypto wave is slowly moving that direction. Right. And so, it's very hard to get the team all together into one location these days.
Yep. So we'll book a date with you for full day filming. And in May, where are you going to be?
No, I'm gonna be back in Southeast Asia.
Back in Southeast Asia. Okay, fantastic. So we'll arrange something. We'll call it with Sam and get that thing moving. Great. Tell me a little bit about, I think you're having a launch coming up, an idea coming up. Tell me what's the plan.
Yeah, so we are going for TGE probably around June, June, July timeframe. That's coming up very soon. That's why I'm kind of like out there on the roadshow. We have incredible investors that are coming in into this round. We have amazing, amazing KOLs that are supporting us out there, and I'm just really excited to take this company public. It's such a rewarding experience of doing the roadshow, meeting the people along the way, and really thinking about the bigger ecosystem that we are building beyond just a product that might be helping people to monetize the data. And so I think, like the vision for us is so much bigger, and I'm extremely excited to share along the way what is coming up for some of the people that have already signed up on Bluwhale. And, to be completely honest, like our demand on the platform was incredible. We launched the consumer side probably like a couple of weeks ago. In the first 24 hours, we had more than 30,000 people sign up. It felt like, like those ticket sales for like Taylor Swift concerts. And I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked. I was so shocked because I've done consumer products in the past. One of the apps that we did all the way made it up to 5 million users, but that took us a year, right? But in crypto, it's so explosive. People love it. People sign up right away. They verify themselves through social media, and they're ready to go. And just recently, we, a sneak peek, we launched a new feature, which is very exciting. I've been playing with it almost every day. Now what you can do is you can even invest in other people's profiles, and you can trade it, flip it, and make money along the way.
Yeah, so we're getting comments from the community. People are signing up now.
Amazing.
Yeah. Martin is saying, take my data, but pay me. I'm all in.
Nice.
Yeah. Right. I think once more and more people know, so that's why I'm so excited, because I feel it's not just the crypto crowd going to be excited. I think it's the Web2 crowd through this show that's going to be like, their eyes are going to be open. They're going to say, wow. Because my wife knows nothing about crypto. My family knows nothing about crypto. They think I'm like,
for sure.
They said, my husband plays crypto. I don't play crypto. I don't know why they use the word play. But anyway, right?
Yeah,
so,
they call it gambling, right? We don't believe in the gambling part. The difference between your data in the Web2 world versus like your data in the Web3 world, the new technology that blockchain offers will make your data security much, much safer than anywhere else in the world. Right? I don't know if you guys ever heard about the expression ZK layer. It's a very technical term, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, what it means in layman terms is that the blockchain can hide your data if you're not opt-in, and can reveal your data when you are opt-in, but only to the people you opt into. And so, that kind of technology breakthrough really makes the next generation of like personal data monetization or earnings so much simpler and so much safer for every one of us.
I got a question here, Han. Can I buy other people's data on the dark web and sell in bulk?
Not on Bluwhale. I mean, if this is a general question, probably you can, but not on Bluwhale, because we store data on the blockchain that is protected through a ZK layer. That allows us to have a full security for individuals that are coming in with their wallets, and the data is attached to their wallets only. That means like you have no access whatsoever. You can't query it. You cannot search for it. You cannot go behind the scenes, behind our platform, and take it off, because there is nothing. It's on the blockchain. So the new technology that we are enabling is fascinating to me. Like that's how the world or the next web version should look like.
Awesome. Thanks, Casey, for the question. Always love all your questions, guys.
I love that question. That was amazing.
Other questions specific to right stream and all that, guys. We'll talk about that later. Okay, we want to focus on Han.
Shall I put the ticker up so people can start getting their questions in? I think.
I don't think they can. They still put their questions anyway.
I know. They still put guys. All right, now we'll make it official. Now you guys can put your questions.
Questions, come on in. Ask your questions. I think one thing, Han, you said earlier about the TGE, and this is something we discussed as well, that we really would like to match the TGE with the episodes coming out.
Yep.
If your TGE is going to be in July, we'll have to see how that goes, right? We have to see. We really want to maximize impact for you guys as well.
Yep.
So do keep us up to date about all these things. Which
Of course.
launch are you working with?
So we're currently in discussions. I can't unfortunately reveal too much. I mentioned June, July, might be June, might be July. You know, it's all a little bit uncertain. But I can promise you one thing: we are targeting the top 5 out there exchanges that going to be listing us, and our ticker for the token is going to be BLUAI, which is very memorable, very easy for a retail to look at and remember. So it's going to be Blue AI.
Blue AI. That's nice. That's nice. Awesome. All right, guys. Let's see what kind of questions have you got. Casey, I got another question. Is how are you pricing personal data at? That's a good one.
That's a very good question. So to be completely honest with you, this is kind of like what I touched upon a little bit earlier, is that I don't price your data. The market prices your data, right? That means like if you have demand on your profile, let's say hundreds of people are trying to reach you, trying to message you, trying to advertise to you, then your data is going to be freaking expensive. Sorry for my choice of words, but it is a bonding curve that goes up. Okay, our platform doesn't define, we don't manipulate, we don't do anything behind the scenes. It's based on how much inbound you have, because demand and supply equation is the easiest way to let the market decide how much it's going to cost. And that's the beauty of Bluwhale.
Yeah, let me elaborate on this, Casey, how this works, right? So if Facebook keeps showing you ads and you click on the ad and you actually convert, because as a Facebook pixel, it sees that you actually convert, it means you're actually buying stuff, right? You're now valuable, okay? And all the people who actually see ads and actually buy stuff, these guys are valuable to Facebook because they can sell it to the advertisers for much, much more, right? And the market will determine if the product is costing about $100, they'll probably take $20, $10, $15 for advertising to you. That's insane. So the more you actually open up, and sorry for if I say it wrong, open up your conversion and the kind of metrics that advertisers really look at, things that you actually spend. If you're spending a lot of stuff or stuff online, whatever, and they can track it and see, my God, this guy is a big spender, you become more and more expensive, more and more valuable to advertisers, and they'll be willing to pay more. No, I gotta go and bring this ad in front of Kezia because I know he's willing to buy and spend. Is that correct, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. So good questions. I think that really explains. Isn't it exciting, guys? You get to see him here, and then eventually you're going to see him on the show. Isn't that insane? You get to see people like before it happens. Not everybody is as photogenic as Han, but it's exciting. Okay, let's go to the next question. Kimmo is asking, we can sell Web3 data only, or can we also sell Web2 data since we need to connect with the social media accounts? Another really good question.
This is a very good question, and to be honest with you, you can sell both, and you can even sell like whatever, like non-Web2 or Web3 data that nobody knows about you, right? Ultimately, what we want to do is Bluwhale helps you aggregate that information into one single profile, right? That means like the Web3 data that you have attached to your wallets, that's going to be sitting on chain, is going to be aggregated into your profile. The Web3 data that you are releasing, either from Twitter or from Facebook or from other places, will be aggregated into your profile. So ultimately, my belief is that the more information you're aggregating into this profile, the more information you're opting in, and the more information you release, the more demand you're gonna get, right? Because that's what enterprises have been spending millions of dollars on every single year. It's not something new. It's been around for years, for decades, right? Now, of course, they want to know more about you, and you get the power on Bluwhale to actually allow that to happen in the most safe way.
Guys, this is insane. I think some of you realize how insane this is. This is really, really insane, right? I mean, like, I'm genuinely excited about this. Okay, let's go on to the next question. What blockchain, Alex? What blockchain will this be run on?
That's a fantastic question too. That's how you can see Alex has background in Web3. So right now we are on EVM chains. We started off building slowly on Ethereum because we wanted to make sure that we are stacked on a chain that has the most wallets, the most transactions, the most activity, and then we are starting to branch out, right? And unfortunately, I can't release yet like which new chain we are adding every single month, but at least in the next coming weeks we're going to be pushing more socials to educate you guys of what new chain we are adding into the mix.
Okay. Looks like we're having even more people joining us late.
Yeah, we have more people, a spike in people jumping
Guys,
in.
you missed that.
Maybe after we're done with the questions, we'll play it again because there's some new people joining
I'll
in.
have to give my disclaimers again, all right, as usual. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next question. This one here. How successful do you reckon you will be taking on Meta, David versus Goliath?
Okay, that's a good question. We are definitely David, right? That's for sure. And the funny thing about Web3 is like that Goliath is more a concept, in my opinion, for Web2 because of the monopoly that people can hold and the centralization of data that people kind of like exploit. And Web3, it's actually impossible. Like I cannot like hold, Bluwhale will never hold at some point like millions of people's data and try to monetize it behind the scenes in a centralized way because it sits on the blockchain, it's decentralized anyway. So I believe why we went into Web3 is like David has a much better opportunity to win in the Web3 world. And it's not just about David against Goliath. It's like me, David, with you all, Davids, we're gonna win against the Goliath. That's kind of like how I see the Web3 space.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Good answer. Right. I'm going to go on to the next question. Can you just let me do it? Okay. Just moving on fast because I love the questions. Right. Casey asked another question. Okay. If Bluwhale grows, do you see Meta changing and doing the same? Will they do it faster? Very good question.
Another really good question. Wow, what a very well, kind of like educated audience. I love that. About Meta changing and actually going after what we do is going to be very hard. I tell you a couple of things why. The first thing is like they need to completely give up the infrastructure they have built or the platform they have built and turn it into you, right? Like literally releasing to you, right? That transition is not easy. Because if you are transitioning into that model, you have a couple problems. You need to first be able to build it on a blockchain because the blockchains allow decentralization, right? As we know, the Libra project with Meta didn't really succeed because on the one hand, for a public company like Meta to do like blockchain-related activities or crypto-related activities, there are a lot of regulations, right? And then second, to stack everything they have on the blockchain, which is like 500 million plus users or a billion users, what they have, is not that easy to shift. And so for us, it's like literally looking at a huge gorilla. The gorilla looks at us. We are fast growing, but the gorilla won't be able to move that fast because it's huge and it's very slow.
I mean, look, would Facebook be willing to give up 90% of revenues? I don't know, right? It's essentially that's it, right, Han? You're saying getting rid. That's a lot of revenue to give up on, and the big chunk of their revenues come from the ad sales, right? So this is like again, this is like free to play games when it came out. People couldn't understand how would they survive, but they end up making so much money, and they change the whole concept. And yeah, I mean, of course, it's never going to be easy. There's always going to be challenges, but I think that it's workable, right? Let's go on to the next question, right? Kezia again. He don't get confused by Kezia. He does this to me every time I have AMA. He asks like a whole bunch of questions. Anyway, that's his style. So we know him. He's a valuable member of the community. Love all his questions. But he says, okay, just as I can buy data off the dark web, how am I supposed to feel safe with it being with you? What if you get hacked and then I'm offered the same data to buy on dark web, etc. Right?
For sure. This is a really good question, and this is probably the core of what we are doing, right? First of all, you get hacked if you are centralizing the data. That means all the data that you're providing, all our users are providing, we centralize it into a database that belongs to Bluwhale, right? That's why you get hacked. Now, that doesn't happen on the blockchain. We don't own your data. We don't centralize your data. We don't save your data. Okay? Your data is saved on the blockchain. Okay? And so, the blockchain needs to be hacked for you to leak this, but not Bluwhale, right? And so that's kind of like the main differentiation. And that's where the mindset needs to shift from Web 2 to Web 3, from centralized systems to decentralized systems. And like I said, we don't really hold your data. We don't store it in anywhere.
He always has the answers, huh?
Thanks, Kezia.
Come on, Kezia.
Kezia, I appreciate the questions. He's on fire again today with his questions.
Okay, it's 10:43. Kenny, you see anything out there that's good?
Let's see here. Well, there's one here just came through. A few blockchain technologies working towards holding, hiding, distributing information for privacy purposes. Do you think Bluwhale will be able to grab at that space with the value add of pay?
I actually totally agree with that. I think, as I mentioned before, ZK layers, the technology on blockchain that allows you to, make the information that are sitting on there invisible to the people that you haven't opted in is something that will be a big value add, right, from a technical perspective. But if you are, like Bluwhale, attaching to it a financial aspect, right, a market-driven mechanism that allows you to actually get rewarded for the information that are hidden or opt in, that's where the power of crypto really comes into play, right? That's where the economy that you are building, or the ecosystem that we are building, makes a huge difference, because we are putting numbers behind the technology itself. The technology just by itself will not take off. It will not fly, because who's going to use it, right? What are you going to use it for? But the thing is, as you are creating value, and as you are creating financial transactions and benefits for people to be part of this ecosystem, now it becomes extremely valuable for everybody to be part of it. And that's what we want to achieve as Bluwhale.
Yeah. And you guys know, right, this whole blank to earn model, right? It always falls off a cliff, right? I mean, yes, it was innovative first with this whole Axie Infinity play to earn, but it was unsustainable. But in this case, it's sustainable because the advertisers are constantly paying, right? They're bringing in because they need you to come in and buy stuff from them. They make money from it, and this is a sustainable blank to earn model, if you think about it in a very simple way. And that's what they were struggling to figure out. A lot of these concepts made a lot of sense, if you could just let people keep earning, but where was the revenue coming from? In this sense, the loop is closed, if you think about it, right? And just going back again to the business model and all that, and tying it all in. Let's see if there are any other questions. Is that a copyright question from Kezia? Do you see that?
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to bring it up?
Yeah.
Is there a way to copyright trademark this way of doing business so you don't get someone else copying this concept? It is a very, very special and unique concept.
This is a great question again. I would say we don't need to copyright or trademark it like in the Web 2 world. Nowadays, what we do is turn it into a smart contract that runs on the blockchain, right? The smart contract will guarantee that this transaction will be unique, will be executed in the way that it's been designed. And so it literally becomes a rule on the blockchain versus me going to a centralized entity that will certify and give me a trademark for this kind of transactions, or even getting a patent for this. Patents are not protectable right? Like you just need to change it a little bit and file another patent. But smart contracts are protectable because it's going to be running on the blockchain. And for someone else to write the same smart contract, nobody was going to care because we were first.
Amazing, amazing, guys. Yeah, really, really good questions from everybody. Let's see what else we have here. How many people are part of the Bluwhale group?
How many people are part of the okay, that's a very difficult question to answer. We have, so many people around the world, and this is goes back to the decentralized ethos again, right? So nowadays, if you are looking at it from a Web2 perspective, which is like a centralized entity where everybody works for, I would say like our team has 10 to 12 people full time, right? But if you are thinking from a decentralized perspective of all the people that are contributing to making this company successful, including like Rightstream, including like my investors, including like the people that are doing our marketing, the people that are just working on this project because they love this project. It's the same with Ethereum, by the way, right? Like Ethereum is not just done by Vitalik, who hired like 10 people to build the chain. It's like a lot of contributors that just voluntarily want to be part of it. If you call it that way, we have hundreds of thousands of people that are in this ecosystem trying to make it successful, and that's the beauty of blockchain and Web3.
That's the correct spirit, right? And I hope with this show we can help you grow that even more, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now the next question is really, really very interesting and very good question, and it also talks about a little bit about the format of the show. It's again by Kezia. Okay. He says, "Don't get me wrong. I wish only the best. What is the backup plan if you don't get funded through CryptoKnights?" Kezia, you got to understand something about the projects we're bringing on the show. They don't need funding. Han, please explain.
Yes, that's correct. So we're not coming to the show to get funding. It's great. It's a great bonus to be able to be funded by those amazing sharks that are participating, or knights that are participating. I think for us, we already have funding. We raised $7 million last year, and we are in the process of closing another $7 to $10 million this year. We are actually doing well, doing okay. And then as we go TG with our token. The token will naturally bring more people and investors into the mix, and bring us, like to a certain degree, depending on how far we go. Right, we are targeting to be at 1 billion after launch. That would be fantastic. That will bring us a large enough treasury so that we can continue financing and like scaling this opportunity that we have in front of us.
Yeah. You guys don't understand how difficult it is to sign up projects of this caliber. We talk about tier 1 projects, right? All of them have funding. They're like, I don't need funding from your whales, from your knights. I don't need funding from these guys. I don't need funding from the show. I have my KOLs. I have this. I have that. I have that. These projects we're getting into, we literally had to really convince them why they need to be on the show, and we had to fight for the allocations. We had to fight to say, hey, look, this is the value proposition we bring you. And we're like partners with Bluwhale and all the projects coming in. I think that they now start to see us as partners because we're here now to really help bring it, do our part to take that message out there, let the whole world see how special they are. And the way we're going to do it is simple storytelling, simple communicating that as simply as possible, getting the widest distribution, getting a strong call to action on the show itself. You see, and that's how we kind of convince projects like Bluwhale to come on board with us, and like I said, they don't need the funding, but okay, because they see the value proposition, they say, okay, fine, I'm open to let the Knights invest, but it's a bonus. I don't need it. I'm happy to give you guys an allocation because we see you guys. I hope you see us as partners.
No, we do. Like every person in the ecosystem, in the Bluwhale ecosystem, right? We call them blue whales, that are participating and helping us succeed, is a partner, is a contributor, is a part of this, right? And that's what I love about Web3, to be completely honest. I felt like in Web2, when I was building businesses, it was always on my own. We were always competing against others. They were, the only people that, that we signed off that actually wanted to work for us are the employees that we have under our company. But I feel like in Web3, it's mostly like the ecosystem, the people that surround you, the people that get excited about what you're building, that makes you really successful. And the more people that get excited, that are part of this journey, the more successful we will be.
Yep. So you know what, everyone, thank you so much for all your questions. There's so much more which we can't get to. I think we want to wrap this up nicely. Thank you, everyone.
Before we wrap it up, though, Joseph, before we do, we've just got a bolt of loads of other people who've just joined. Shall we do you want to run through your disclaimer and tease that what we showed earlier today?
Okay, everyone listen, right? We've done some filming with Han. This is a pre-production, okay? Pre-production means we test concepts, we don't do full visual effects, we don't do proper voiceovers, we don't have a studio, we're just kind of testing concepts to center the network, just to, get a taste of what's happening. We did a sizzle reel, which is about 3.5 minutes. I'm not going to show you that because that's for the networks. And we cut out the bits where Han was in there. So we're going to show you those bits. In the next AMA with the next project, I think it's Skillful AI, we're going to show you the bits with Skillful and then the bits with Tari, okay? So I'm going to play it now, all right? So you guys can see, since you guys joined me, okay?
My personal background started in Germany. I grew up there, went then to Berkeley to study AI. The opportunity of CryptoKnights came to me at a perfect timing because now everybody's excited about crypto. Everybody is seeing Bitcoin go up. So I wanted to tell them about our story, our solution, and help them enter this space. Social media platforms have sold our personal data for trillions of dollars. Imagine a world where that data and that money could go into your own pocket. All you need to do is attach your social media to Bluwhale, and then you can make money right away.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff, right? So, wow, I'm blown away that Sam did a fantastic job to get that idea out. I was like, Sam, insane. You really got the message out, right? That was beautiful. I think Web 2 and Web 3 communities can really understand this. And when we showed this to the networks, they were like, oh my God, they didn't know crypto was like this. And these are Web 2 people, right? Yeah. So Han, thank you again. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see you for filming in the studio. So excited to see Bluwhale on the episodes, right? We have so much to reveal about the show, guys. I can't tell you things right now, but stay tuned. We have more and more information coming out. And please go and follow Han and Bluwhale, see what they're doing. And all of you who bought the NFTs, CryptoKnight NFTs, you're in for a treat, right?
Lucky you.
Special, right? So make sure you get those NFTs, right? Okay, guys. All right, Han, thank you so much. Kenny,
thanks so much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, everyone. Everyone have a good evening, a good night. And again, tune in to our next AMA. And follow us on Twitter and follow Bluwhale as well. At Bluwhale AI, correct?
Yep.
There we go.
All right.
So
cool.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night, good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.